In the previous class, we had come across regarding, we had solved some numerical problems, and later on, we had discussed regarding the two kinds of conductors. One is electronic and electrolytic conductors. Under electronic conductors, we had discussed it is metallic conductor, is a common example for that, and also three factors affecting electronic conductor. Prior to that, we had recalled the basic definition of conductance as a resistance, its mathematical form, what is conductivity, what is resistivity, and its units. Those you had in the physics, we have just recalled. In today's session, we'll take upon electrolytic conductance and discuss the factors affecting it. What is basically electrolytic conductance? It is a conductance due to the formation of ions. Or ions are the components or are the species which are responsible for conduction of electricity in electrolytic conductors. These ions are produced from when an ionic compound is either dissolved in water or if it is converted to liquid state, that is in the molten form. When there are free ions produced, these ions will travel from one end to another end because they are charged. They will conduct electricity from one end to other end. Ions are the reasons for conductors in electrolytic conductor. Now, what are the factors affecting electrolytic conduction? Electrolytic conduction ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ factors affect ಆಗ್ತದೆ? First one, nature of electrolyte. Nature of electrolyte. Under nature of electrolyte, whether electrolyte is strong or weak, whether the electrolyte is strong or weak, that will control whether the conduction is more or less. You know that strong electrolyte will completely ionize, or completely dissociate. They will completely ionize or dissociate. Therefore, ions produced, greater the number of ions produced, greater is the conduction. It's a very simple concept. Weak electrolyte, they are partially dissociating or partially ionizing, partial ionization or dissociation. Therefore, automatically number of ions is less. Number of ions will be less. If number of ions are less, like in a metallic conductors, how more number of valence electrons, more was the conduction. Even here, more number of ions, more is the conduction. Number of ions ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದರೆ greater will be conduction. Therefore, the first factor, nature of electrolyte, whether it is strong or weak. What do we have along with that? We usually have solvent. In majority of the cases, it is aqueous solutions which are used. Therefore, solvent, especially solvent used will be water. Therefore, in the presence of solvent, if it is water, then the major criteria is size of the ion. This is one of the very important factor which will be asked in the competitive examination. Size of ion. I'll explain here itself. In Punadhan Matte coaching will explain more. Solvent, if it is water. Now, size of the ion, when you come to the size of the ion, how size of the ion affects conductance? One ion is smaller in size, one ion is larger in size. Now, which ion can travel faster from one end to other end? From one end to other end, which ion can
Smaller.
travel faster? Smaller or
Smaller,
larger?
smaller
Smaller.
ion.
Smaller.
Automatically smaller ions. The size, smaller size can move faster. Velocity, migration velocity. We use the term migration velocity. That velocity of the ion will be faster when the size of the ion is smaller. Therefore, if we compare between sodium, potassium, and rubidium ions, immediately what we say is Ionic conductance of sodium ion is much greater than ionic conductance of potassium. Potassium much greater than rubidium. This is what we judge immediately. But what you must keep in mind, size of the ion is not just the size of the ion which we find in the ionic solid, because these ions are not free. Whenever you add sodium chloride into water, in the previous classes, in the previous year, we have come across, it dissociates into Na plus and Cl minus in when they are present in water or in the presence of any solvent. After they dissociate, they are not individually present. They are surrounded by solvent in the surround ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. Water ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ water in the surround ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. Both cation and anion get surrounded by water. We call that process as hydration or solvation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, that process. I've explained the negative part, oxygen negative part will be closer towards sodium. ಇಲ್ಲಿ hydrogen will be closer towards sodium. That diagrammatic representation I had shown in the previous year. I will not adhan puna nodadilla. Just what you recall is these ions get surrounded by water. Now when sodium moves from one end to other end, sodium ion move ಆದಾಗ ಅದರ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರುವ ಬೈಂಡೆಡ್ water molecule, they also travel along with that. Hydrated ion will travel. Ion with hydration. Hydrated ion is what travels. It is not only the individual ion which travels. Therefore, ಇದೊಂದು ಅಯಾನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುದಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ಸುತ್ತ ಇರುವ ವಾಟರ್ ಸಹ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ಸುತ್ತ ಇರುವ ವಾಟರ್ ಸಹ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Therefore, net size is important. Net size. That is size of the ion after hydration. Size of the ions after solvation or after hydration. Now, when this is considered, you must look into which ion undergoes greater amount of hydration. Which ion undergoes greater amount of hydration? You have come across that in the previous year. Hydration enthalpy down. In these three cases, sodium ion. Sodium. Smaller the size, greater is hydration. Greater hydration ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ greater will be the size. Hydration ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು. Hydration enthalpy, if it is more, it means more amount of hydration is happening. After these ions get surrounded by water, the net size of sodium will be greater. Therefore, even though individual size of sodium ion was smaller, after hydration is what is considered net size of sodium becomes larger. Therefore, automatically what happens? Conduction will decrease. Conduction will in the sodium, conduction will be less. This is size decreases. Smaller the size, conduction increases. Size decreases. Net size ಅಂತ ಬರೀತೇನೆ ನೋಡಿ, net size. Don't get confused. Size of sodium is small, but net size of sodium is larger. Net size of rubidium is small. Size of the ion. Size of the net size. Again, I'll write net size of the ion. Proportion ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? Smaller the size, greater is conduction. Inversely proportional to conduction. Smaller size of rubidium, net size of rubidium smaller, conduction of rubidium will be greater than conduction of potassium, than conduction of Na. Therefore, solvent, especially when water is used, normally water is used after hydration, after it is dissolved in water, net size after solvation is considered, your hydration enthalpy comes into picture. Smaller the hydration ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆದ್ರೆ net size will be smaller. If hydration is more, net size is small. Therefore, generally what we can remember is when you move down the group, conduction increases. When you move down the group, conduction increases. This is general case. Normally, the case because water is the solvent which is regularly used. The first factor, nature of electrolyte. Second factor, solvent ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿ size ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Because solvent ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು factor size of the ion ಅದರ under ಅಲ್ಲಿ solvent ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿ. Viscosity of the solvent, third one, viscosity. If different solvents are used, ಬೇರೆ solvent use ಮಾಡುವಾಗ, if the solvent is more viscous, the solvent viscous in a sense thick, syrupy, you have come across that meaning in the previous year. If the solvent thick ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, viscous ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, automatically what happens? Migration will be difficult. Solvent thick ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, ions move ಆಗುವಾಗ, that solvent will act as a, it will show resistance. Thick solvent ಇರುವಾಗ, you have come across that. Simple example in the laboratory, when you are performing the salt analysis, in the second group analysis of anion, you were supposed to add concentrated sulfuric acid. In the first group, dilute sulfuric acid or dilute HCl. Second group, concentrated sulfuric acid you are supposed to add. If you remember, when you add the concentrated sulfuric acid, it was traveling very slowly. If you try to recall that memory, you can remember it travels slowly. Why it travels slowly? Because it is viscous. Then automatically what it will do is it will show a resistance towards flow of the ions because of thickness. The higher viscous solvents will decrease the conductance of the electrolyte. If solvent is more viscous, conduction is less. These are two points what you must keep in mind under solvent. That is, one is net size, other one is viscosity. Third factor, the fourth thing, temperature. Temperature ಮೊದಲು solvent will take up another factor which is related to solvent. Solvent ಗೆ relate ಆಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದೇ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವ, concentration. Very important one, concentration. Now more solvent you add, if you add more and more solvent, normally what happens? Solution gets diluted. So we will compare between concentrated solution and dilute solution. What happens to the conduction when the concentration is decreased? Solution dilute ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? When the solution is concentrated, what happens? Note. ಇದನ್ನು explain ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, to understand that, we must take two factors, two kinds of electrolyte. One is strong electrolyte, other one is weak electrolyte. Normally, in the case of strong electrolytes ಇರುವಾಗ, we know its dissociation is 100%. Dissociation 100% ಆಗಿದೆ. Anyhow, even if it is diluted or even if it is concentrated, dissociation is 100%. Therefore, you have sodium ion, chloride ion, sodium ion, chloride ion, if the sodium chloride is taken as an example. Now, as you add solvent to this, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ solvent add ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗೆ, what might happen? ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? Chances of interaction between sodium ion and chloride ion will decrease. ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದು simple example ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವ. This is one beaker, this is another beaker, larger beaker, so that I have added more solvent. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು Na plus Cl minus ಬರೀತೇನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ same number of ions I will write, one Na plus one Cl minus. because we are only discussing the effect of concentration. Now, ಬೇರೆ factor discuss ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, concentration and effect discuss ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. Therefore, solute let it be same. We are adding solvent. Here amount of solvent is less. Here amount of solvent is more. Now, chances of interaction between Na plus and Cl minus is more in which case? Case number 1 or case number 2? Or in beaker 1 or beaker 2? Chances of
Beaker one.
chances of
Beaker one.
interaction. Okay, very good.
Beaker one.
Beaker one, sir.
That's wonderful.
Beaker one.
Interaction between the ions is more in the beaker 1. Interaction between the ions is less in the beaker 2. If the interaction is less, ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? If interaction is less, resistance is less.
Resistance
is less. Resistance ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಯ್ತು. Interaction ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಇದು, because from this end sodium ion must travel to other end. Sodium ಮತ್ತೆ chloride interact ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? Velocity will decrease. Sodium ion and chloride ion must not interact. Force of attraction ಅದರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, because conduction is calculated how much, what speed it will travel from this end to this end. If these ions are interacting, if force of attraction or force of repulsion comes into picture, then interaction will create resistance. In the case of electrolytes, lesser the interaction, lesser is the resistance. Therefore, in the larger beaker, when the concentration is less, when it is diluted, interaction is less, resistance is less, therefore conduction will be more. Conduction is more. Even this is in the case of strong electrolyte. Strong electrolyte ಗೆ only factor is resistance. Resistance ಮಾತ್ರ factor. ಇದನ್ನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇದು ಮುಂದೆ explanation ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Therefore, I'll write out, I'll sum up here. For a strong electrolyte, resistance decreases with dilution. As you dilute, interaction is less, resistance is less, therefore conduction increases in the case of strong electrolyte. Overall conduction of that electrolyte increases. Now come to weak electrolyte. In a weak electrolyte, there are two factors. What are the two factors in the weak electrolyte? One is same as resistance. The resistance will decrease. With the increase in dilution, resistance decreases. But there is another important factor. What is that? Dissociation. Already we have come across that more number of ions, more is the conduction, because that ions are the reasons for conduction. Greater ions idre conduction ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Charge species ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು. More number of ions, greater is the conduction. Now, what happens to the dissociation of weak electrolyte when you dilute? Previous year ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ, we have discussed that weak electrolytes are the one which dissociates partially. Partial dissociate ಆಗೋದು ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದೆ previous year. ಅಂದ್ರೆ one example, if I take acetic acid ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, if I take 100 molecules at particular, for example, 1 molar concentration ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100 ml, 100 molecule 1000 ml ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, at particular concentration, if I take 1000 ml of water and 100 moles of acetic acid, out of that only around 5 moles will dissociate. 5 moles dissociate at one particular concentration. If out of 100 moles of acetic acid, only 5 moles of acetic acid dissociates. That is why we call it as a weak electrolyte, because partial dissociation happens. Now what we'll do is, to the same solution we add excess of solvent. Solvent ಜಾಸ್ತಿ add ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗೆ what happens to the dissociation? Dissociation will increase. That is why we had come across in the previous year, for a weak electrolyte, complete dissociation ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ, a weak electrolyte to completely dissociate, it requires infinite dilution. Acetic acid 100% dissociate ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ, infinite amount of water we must add. Only at infinite dilution, the weak electrolyte will completely dissociate. Otherwise, they only dissociate partially. And its dissociation is proportional to dilution. ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೆಯುವ? You can note this part. Dissociation of a weak electrolyte is proportional to dilution. More you dilute, more it dissociates. Because the hydration, enthalpy, all those factors will come into picture. We had come across that. In the first year equilibrium chapter explain ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. More amount of dissociation is found if it is more diluted. Now, therefore, you take this weak electrolyte. Second factor, dissociation. Dilute ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗ dissociation is more. Therefore, more number of ions are produced. More number of ions are produced. If more number of ions are produced, conduction is more. So greater the number of ions, greater is the conduction. With dilution of a weak electrolyte, conduction increases. One factor for explaining that is greater amount of dissociation. Second point, second reason to explain increase in conduction is decrease in resistance. Therefore, even for a weak electrolyte, we'll come back into this slide. Even for a weak electrolyte or for a strong electrolyte, in a diluted solution, greater will be conduction. In a concentrated solution, lesser will be conduction, both for weak and strong electrolyte. Therefore, both electrolytes on dilution ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗೆ conduction increase ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. Coming to the fifth factor, temperature. What about temperature here? Illi temperature ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. In the case of electronic conductors, we had come across that increase in temperature, conduction was less. In electrolytic, what happens to the conduction? It is directly proportional. Now, can anybody find out the reason for it? Why increase in temperature increases conduction?
More is the
Okay.
temperature.
As temperature increases, moment of ions increases.
Moment of ions, more is the conduction.
Yeah, wonderful. We are getting many answers. ಎರಡು reason immediate ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ. One is kinetic energy. Kinetic ಅಂದ್ರೆ velocity. Kinetic energy ಬೇಡ, velocity. Speed with which the ions travel will be more, right?
Yes, sir.
With increased temperature, velocity will increase. Second reason, this is applicable especially for weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte applicable ಆಗ್ತದೆ. With if increase the temperature, what happens to dissociation? Dissociation will also increase. Temperature increase ಆದಾಗ dissociation increase ಆಯಿತು. More number of ions are produced, more is the conduction. Another reason is velocity. Two simple reasons which can explain that increase in temperature, conduction is more. There were 5 factors we have come across. One is nature of solute, under nature of solvent, size of the ions, viscosity, fourth one concentration, fifth one temperature. This is regarding electrolytic conduction. ಇದು NCERT just points ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. We have explained so that the concept ನಿಮಗೆ clean ಆಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ it will help in further competitive examinations as well as ಇದು topic ಅನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ this if you look into the factors affecting it will be very helpful. There are 5 factors affecting electrolytic conduction. Is what we are coming to. Now coming to the measurement. How we can measure conductivity or conduction? ಹೇಗೆ measure ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? Experimentally ಹೇಗೆ measure ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? We can measure this if we find out resistance ಅಥವಾ resistivity ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾವುದನ್ನಾದ್ರೂ find out ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we know mathematically we can relate this and find out conduction, conductivity ಅದೆಲ್ಲ find out ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Because what was the equation? Resistance is equal to resistivity into L by A. ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, L by A. You can derive other formulas, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ by heart ಮಾಡುವ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. Just remember one formula, very easily we can derive other formulas. If we find out any one of this, we can find out the remaining one. Now in the physics you have come across experimental ways to find out resistance. Wheatstone bridge ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ಲ, Wheatstone bridge ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ?
Yes, sir.
By using Wheatstone bridge you can easily calculate resistance. Parallel ಆಗಿ resistance ಅನ್ನು ಈ ತರ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ R1, R2, R3, R4, R1 into R2 is equal to R3 into R4. 3 known resistance if you take, you can adjust it to a null point adjust ಮಾಡುವಾಗ this both becomes equal. Therefore you can find out an unknown resistance very easily. This is easy for a metallic conductor. Metallic conductors this is how direct ಆಗಿ ನೀವು Wheatstone bridge ಅಲ್ಲಿ substance ಅನ್ನು connect ಮಾಡಿ ಎರಡು side ಇಂದ wire connect ಮಾಡಿ you can find out it. What about solutions? Electrolytic conduction ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ measure ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? How will you measure electrolytic conduction? How will you measure? For that
By
you
amount of
require
dissociation.
For that we require specially designed cells, electrolytic cells, specially designed cells. They are called as electrolytic cells. There is tumba speciality ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. A cell or a beaker or a glass tube is taken. Inside 2 electrodes are taken. 2 electrode ತೆಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. This electrode is connected to external AC current ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Instead of DC current, we connect it to AC current. Why AC current is used? If we use a DC current use ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ chemical reactions ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Chemical reduction, oxidation reactions ಆಗ್ತದೆ. If you use a DC current, because from one side it will be positive, other side will be negative. AC ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Alternate, once positive, negative, negative, positive, positive, negative, negative, positive, alternate ಆಗ್ತದೆ. DC use ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ is always positive, is always negative. What happens? Negative ions positive side ಬಂದ್ರೆ oxidation ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Positive ions negative side ಗೆ ಬಂದು reduction ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Chemical reaction ಆಗ್ತದೆ. We don't require that. That must not happen. What is required for us is measurement of conduction. Therefore AC current is used. Specially designed cell is used. In the electrode, this is an electrode. This distance between 2 electrodes will be L, and area of cross section of electrode. ಇದೊಂದು electrode ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ area of cross section ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Area of cross section ತೆಗೆಯುವಂಥದ್ದು vertical, ಹೀಗೆ ಈ ತರ horizontal ಅಲ್ಲ, vertical. Area of cross section will be A. Distance between 2 electrodes will be L. ಇಲ್ಲಿ L by A ಅಂತ ಏನಿದೆ, L is distance between two electrodes. A is area of cross section of an electrode. Now using this self on the self counter, it will be having a fixed distance between two electrodes, fixed area of cross section. Therefore, L will be a constant for a particular cell, A will be a constant for a particular cell. Therefore, L by A is called as cell constant. ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. Therefore, it becomes cell constant and it is indicated by G star. For an measurement of electrolytic conductance, we use a electrolytic cell. That cell will be having a distance, the two electrodes, are separated by a distance of L, and each electrode has a same cross section area of A. Now what have ಈ equation ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ modify ಮಾಡಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, R is equal to rho into G star. R ಇರುವಂತಂದ್ರೆ 1 by G. R is nothing but 1 by conductance. Rho andre 1 by K into G star, or K is equal to G into G star. Either ways, we should measure conductivity. It is a conductance of unit cell constant. Conductivity is conductance of unit cell constant. Unit cell constant. Or conductance is equal to conductivity divided by cell constant. Conductance is equal to conductivity divided by cell constant. This is one of the very important formula or equation, which is actually the same one, only difference is L by A ಇರುವುದಂತ G star use ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. This is for an electrolytic conductance. Electrolytic ಯಾಕೆಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ solutions is what we can do is any solution, any electrolyte, we want to find out its resistance or conductivity, add that electrolyte into the cell. ಈ ಸೆಲ್ಗೆ ಇದೇ ಸೆಲ್ಗೆ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು electrolyte add ಮಾಡಿ. Same cell when you use, these values will be same. Therefore, that ratio is called as cell constant. Therefore, for an electrolytic conduction or electrolytic conductors, its measurement is done by using a specially designed cells where alternate current is used, two electrodes are used. ಏನು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, distance between the two electrode is L, area of cross section is A. Now in the case of electrolytic conductors, we need to introduce another term. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು term introduce ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡುವ. Electrolytic conductors. Normally, if you use conductivity, what is the definition of conductivity? Conductivity is conductance of a electrolyte which is kept in a cell of a unit length between the separation of two electrodes, and area of cross section is unity. Nodi innome heltene, conductivity is conductance into L by A. G star is L by A. Therefore, conductivity of an electrolytic solution, conductivity of an electrolytic solution is equal to conductance of the solution where electrolyte is present between unit length of two electrodes, between a unit length of electrodes and electrode whose area of cross section is unity. Area of cross section is unity. Distance of separation of two electrode is unity. In such cases, conductivity is the conductance of that electrolyte. Or conductivity is conductance of electrolyte which is placed in a cell where the distance between the two electrode is unity, and the area of cross section of electrode is unity. ಇದು ಎರಡನ್ನು ಒಂದು ತಗೊಂಡು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Now the problem in electrolytic conductors is ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ concentration is not defined here. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಸೇಮ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾದಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕಂಡಕ್ಷನ್? What happens to conduction? That cannot be clearly explained based on this equation. Or effect of concentration on conductance cannot be explained directly using this equation. Therefore, what scientists do, what they have done is, they have introduced a new term as lambda m. What is lambda m? It is molar conductivity. Molar conductivity. K is just conductivity, the conductivity, whereas lambda m is molar conductivity. Now, what is molar conductivity? ನೋಡಿ, ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಉಂಟು. ಏನು ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ conductivity of 1 mole of solution, 1 mole of electrolyte. 1 mole of electrolyte ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ what conductivity it shows, ಎಷ್ಟು conductivity ಅದು ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ, that is called as molar conductivity. Now, how do you calculate molar conductivity? Molar conductivity ಹೇಗೆ calculate ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ? How molar conductivity is related to conductivity? ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ molar conductivity is conductivity divided by concentration. Concentration ಎಷ್ಟು moles ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Therefore, concentration conductivity ಗೆ divide ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ then we get molar conductivity. This concentration term ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮೋಲ್ ಪರ್ ಲೀಟರ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಸರ್ಟೆನ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್. ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ದಾಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಕೆ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಮೋಲ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು. What happens to the volume now? Volume goes to numerator. Volume numerator ಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ lambda m is equal to k into volume divided by mole. Now this will explain what happens with concentration. Concentration change ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ನೋಡಿ, 1 mole of electrolyte ತಗೊಳ್ಳ, number of moles of electrolyte is 1 mole. Now if you dilute ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ, you dilute, go on diluting, what happens to volume? Volume will increase. When volume increases, what happens to molar conductivity? Molar conductivity will also increase. Or when you dilute, what happens to concentration? ಇಲ್ಲೇ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ? ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ವಿಲ್ increase. Molar conductivity will increase. Decrease in concentration or increase in dilution, molar conductivity will always increase. Therefore, molar conductivity is a new term coined, especially which is used for electrolytic conductors. Electrolytic conductors again, concentration factor related to conduction ಅದನ್ನು explain ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ we use molar conductivity, which is used for electrolytic conductors, which is given by a simple formula of conductivity divided by concentration. Therefore, dilute ಆದಾಗ concentration decreases, molar conductivity increases. Now, what we'll try to do is, we'll try to again refine this and find out what happens to K and what happens to lambda m. ಇದೆರಡನ್ನು ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡುವ. What is conductivity? Conductivities of conductance of unit length of separation between two electrodes and area of cross section. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, You have a cell like this. Inside the cell, there are two electrodes. Distance of separation is L. Area of cross section is A. Area of cross section. Under length under ಇದು meter ಆಯ್ತು, ಇದು meter square ಆಯ್ತು. ನೋಡಿ, ಇದನ್ನು if you carefully analyze, ಇದನ್ನು analyze ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ total electrolyte present in between this ಇಷ್ಟು ಜಾಗ, ಇದು ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಯ್ತು, ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಇದು ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಇದು ಲೆಂತ್, ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಲೆಂತ್. What is this total region now therefore? It is nothing but volume, right? ಹೌದಾ? Are you getting it? Area of cross section of electrolyte, area of cross section meter square, this is the length. The total region in between these electrolyte is volume. Now according to conductivity, it is a conductance of solution of one volume. Definition ಪ್ರಕಾರ one volume ಅಥವಾ 1 meter cube or 1 centimeter cube. 1 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಂಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಇನ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇದರ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್. 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮಿನ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟಿನ ಕಂಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟಾ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್? Conductivity is a conduction of electrolyte present in 1 unit volume. 1 unit volume ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಂಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, that is called as conductivity. Because 1 unit length, 1 unit area of cross section, ಅದರ ಮಧ್ಯ ಇರೋ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ therefore becomes 1 volume, 1 unit volume. That is what is conductivity. What is molar conductivity? ಇಲ್ಲಿ molar conductivity ಏನು ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. Conductivity divided by concentration. Concentration term ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Definition in molar conductivity: conductivity of 1 mole of electrolyte. For example, you have 1 mole of sodium chloride. 1 mole of sodium chloride ಇದೆ. This 1 mole of 1 mole ಬೇಡ, 4 moles ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವ. 4 moles of sodium chloride ಇದೆ. 4 moles of sodium chloride ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ? ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, if it is something around 40 Simon per meter. Molar conductivity ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? For 1 mole how much? 1 mole ಎಷ್ಟು ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ? 4 moles 40 ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ 1 mole will show 10 Simon per meter. Then what is molar conductivity? Conductivity of 1 mole of electrolyte. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು? 1 mole of electrolyte ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ molar conductivity. Whereas conductivity, therefore conductivity ಅನ್ನು ಮೊದಲು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Specific is usually used for mass or certain ಒಂದು fixed value, fixed dimension ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ then we take it as specific conductance is, or conductivity is for 1 unit volume. Molar conductivity is for 1 mole. ಈಗ with dilution ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ನೋಡಿ. With dilution what happens ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ. What might happen for conductivity with dilution? What will happen for molar conductivity? We have already seen. Molar conductivity is inversely proportional to concentration. With increase in concentration, molar conductivity decreases. With decrease in concentration, molar conductivity increases. What might happen for conductivity with dilution? ಏನಾಗಬಹುದು? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಏನಾಗಬಹುದು? ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಏನಾಗಬಹುದು?
Decreases, sir.
Decreases.
Decreases, sir.
Decreases.
Why?
Because
Why
lambda
it
must
may
remain
decrease?
constant.
ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಬಿಡಿ, ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಬೇಕು, ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ನೋಡಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್, ಇದು 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್, ಇದು ಫುಲ್ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬೀಕರ್ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಬೀಕರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್? ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್, ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ. ಇಷ್ಟರ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಕಂಡಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಇದು ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ, 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್. ದಿಸ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಈಸ್ 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್. ಈ ರೀಜಿಯನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ನಾವು ಆಸ್ ಯು ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ 10 ions ಇತ್ತು, there were 10 ions. Now when you dilute, what happens to these ions? Ions ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗುವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ions, ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ions ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಡು ಯು ಅಗ್ರಿ? ಒಂದು ಬೇಕರಿಗೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಇರುವ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಆಸ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್, ಈ ರೀಜಿಯನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ? ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ is decreased, our conductivity will decrease. Conductivity will decrease because number of ions is decreased. Molar conductivity ಏನಾಯ್ತು? molar conductivity ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? 1 mole of ions already we have. ನೀವು ವಾಟರ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 1 mole. 1 mole of sodium, 10 gram of sodium chloride ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. To this, if I add water, whether number of sodium chloride will change? Number of sodium chloride will not change, it will remain same. What happens? You are adding water, resistance will decrease. ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ದೂರ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು, or molar conductance increases. Molar conductance, our final statement ಬರ್ದು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗಿಸುವ. molar conductance increases with dilution. The molar conductivity increases with dilution. Conductivity will decrease with dilution because this is for a unit volume. This is for 1 mole of electron. I hope it is clear.